This is your Wall Street wake-up call. Walmart is out with quarterly results that beat expectations on both the top and bottom lines. For more, I'm joined now by Michael Ingram, a market analyst with BGC Partners in London. So, Michael, comparable store sales up 1.6% in second quarter year over year. That's beating expectations. And, look, this quarter was pretty much the opposite of Target's dismal results yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. These are pleasing results from Walmart. I guess the one fly in the ointment in this latest release is actually the online sales, which seem to be flagging, but I can only assume that analysts are going to expect much of Walmart's recent acquisition, $3 billion of Jet, in order to bolster that. And I would imagine that Walmart's management itself was seeking to plug that particular gap when it did that deal. Nevertheless, I think markets have obviously come a long way in the last month or so. So despite these numbers beating expectations, maybe an opportunity to take some profit, I guess some people are thinking.
Well, yeah, because the stock is pretty much flat right now. But in terms of Walmart's online sales competing with Amazon, that's obviously the big task for them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're relatively late to the online game. We've seen in Europe just how badly impacted some of these high street stores can be impacted by not having a fully integrated online strategy. But of course, Walmart, very, very deep pockets. But yeah, the competition, Amazon, have very, very deep pockets as well. So, maybe we're in for a period of trench warfare here, where I guess only the consumer can actually gain from lower pricing.
Well, because certainly Jet doesn't have the scale, obviously, but they do have that, younger urban audience that I think Walmart would love to tap into, right?
Sure. I mean, if you look at the demographic of Walmart's footfall, then there is very clearly a slant towards older customers. And yes, as I say, you have this infill in terms of the outreach of Walmart under the new online format. But yes, it does something to address that demographic slant on Walmart. And of course, if they get people locked in at an earlier age, they've got a reasonable chance of actually retaining them as these younger people become older and hopefully richer.
And when you look at the retail sector overall, obviously you really have to go case by case, right? We have some retailers doing great like Walmart, others like Target, really not so hot. And I think the growth is really going to come at the lower end of the spectrum in terms of the more discount-based retailers. So when you look at all these companies reporting, what's your take on the state of the U.S. consumer?
Well, in aggregate, I guess you have to have a view that certainly the consumer is not retrenching. I think overall, you at least have a situation of stabilization, may even be modest progress. And of course, that's one of the factors that is weighing on the minds of the Federal Reserve at the moment. Relatively dovish minutes from them overnight, helping to support equity markets and undermine the dollar. But with this sort of microeconomic data feeding in on the state of the U.S. consumer, you'd have to say, well, is the market being too relaxed about the prospects of a September rate hike?
All right, Michael Ingram, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure as always, Scott.
I'm Scott Gamm, and you're watching The Street.